All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and others, great millstone, who teach very well, walking up this truth from, and salutation out there to the hopeful elect, who continue to push His word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And today, man, just basically again and touching on this devil cutting off the resources, man. And for years, Jake have been leaning upon this system, leaning upon the so-called white man, but all these things was really conditioned. He conditioned these people to actually lean upon this wicked system, whether it be the government benefits, or whether it be you have a local Walmart in your neighborhood, man. But again, he's going to get ready to pull the rug from under these people, and ultimately it's going to lead into a lot of desperate situations coming up. Now, as you can see, over here in America, these people, they're not used to suffering. Especially over here in the mainlands of America, they're not used to suffering. They're not used to going through these hard things and these different conditions that these other countries are going through and went through. But guess what? These conditions are sneaking up upon these Americans, man. And as we can see, the price of gas is getting high, which means everything else is going to get high. We can see the data centers is going out, and a lot of these people waters that's coming out the faucet is going to end up like Flint, Michigan water, And again, it's going to be the government who's going to cause all these things to happen, man. And before I get this, you go into the word government. That word govern meaning to control, and that meant goes back into mental or your mind. So these people have conditioned your mind to trust in them. And ultimately, they're trying to condition your mind to take that seal. Now, here it goes. If you didn't know, it says Puerto Rico is having a major water crisis you probably haven't heard about. Now, one thing that's surprising about this, Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. This is not like this is a third world country, or this is a place like Venezuela or El Salvador. No. This is a part of the American land, technically, man. And look how they're treating them. Let's read this. It says the government has abandoned the people. And the first thing you should think about is the scriptures being fulfilled. What? Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Because again, back in the day, this guy here just come and shoot you down, or just do, quick and easy and simple. Now you fast forward, he have a more gradual and methodic terms of death for you. And again, one of those methodic terms of death is taking away your food and water. Let's read a little bit of this. It says Puerto Rico has major water crisis you probably haven't heard about. The government has abandoned the people. Thousands of Puerto Ricans have gone weeks without running water. And that's going to lead to other things. Diseases. People are not really able or properly able to bathe themselves. It's going to lead into a lot of other things. Let's go ahead and read. I'm going to skip this one. It says tens of thousands of residents, including many around San Juan, has faced prolonged water services outages since May. It's one of the island's most serious water emergencies since Hurricane Maria. In the first weekend of June, nearly 40,000 customers lost water at the same time. And just imagine what happens when this comes into the West. No, fully into the West, man. Even though these different places is sneaking up upon this place, it's going to get to a point when these places are going to fully attack this war, man, known as Babylon the Great. But again, it says 40,000 people. And now just imagine how these people be acting when the power go out from a major storm. Just the reaction of these people, that they favorite food at a restaurant is not there. They act a food at McDonald's. Brothers don't go to McDonald's, but they act a food at McDonald's and Burger King. So just imagine when these life resources be taken away. Imagine the reaction behind that. It says Puerto Rico's aging water and power infrastructure, and it's the same thing with America, man. Because America as a whole, Puerto Rico is a part of America, but America as a whole, power infrastructure is fragile as hell. And it's well known. It says have faced challenges for decades with Hurricane Maria in 2017 and Hurricane Fiona in 2020, worsening existing problems. So it was already bad, but the hurricanes was just the excuse to say, oh, it's getting worse. you know, let's go ahead and continue on. It says, despite years of recovery efforts, residents continue to experience recurring power outages and water disruption. Puerto Rico water authorities AAA is under fire for decades of neglect, infrastructure, and mismanagement. And who is that? That's the government, man. Ultimately, the guys who Esau Edom set up, man. These different senators, the guys that work on Capitol Hill, they the ones that pick the governors and these different high elected seats in Puerto Rico. You know? And that's probably pretty much it on it. But it's just telling you that these plagues of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is hyping up. And the reason why it's hyping up because you guys are trusting in Esau Edom in this current world, this current infrastructure that we're living in, instead of trusting in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know? So let's go ahead and get this. This is the book of Sirach 12 verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Yes, so like as iron rusteth, which meaning what? It worsens over time. Back in the day, again, this devil, he'll be straight up. Come down and cut you down in your village and take your woman and child. Just straight up, and that's it. Now he's more methodical by actually pushing forth a famine, taking away your water, really doing a siege around you, man. So you can come out and ask him for help. And that help is going to come in the form of that tiny little device. Let's go ahead and jump down on this just a little bit. On Sirach 12. And I'm going to start at verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. And that's what the government do. They speak sweetly. Don't worry about anything. We're going to get it all figured out. But again, it's going to get to a point when they just going to let, the change loose. And what I mean by that, this guy, he's going to reveal himself that he's really not trying to help you. He's trying to force you ultimately into a certain way of life. And that certain way of life is depending on the so-called white man instead of depending on Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know, and again, this is why Bill Gates is buying up all the farmlands. George Soros and Elon Musk, all these high people they have on the forefront, they doing the works and the biddings of the guys just behind closed doors. Now all of a sudden, Trump and Obama supposed to be a guy full of people. He on the damn stage talking about something, Trump is always breaking me up. Bring up Puerto Rico, man. Bring up the 500 girls, but you can't. And the reason why you can't, because you're working after an agenda. And these people are so stupid and dumb. Niggas still love Barack and Michelle, not knowing that these niggas is in the same place that are higher up that's trying to depopulate you, man. That's why it says an enemy speaks sweetly with his lips. Nigga Obama come out and dap somebody up. I like to play basketball. That's speaking sweetly with your lips, man. Even it's going to get to a time when this guy, he's probably going to put out another form of stimulus checks and everything to set up that UBI. Continuing on, but in his heart, he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. He did that too. He set up the government assistance, Section 8, all these different benefits, but you got to have a man at the house. You got to do this, you got to do that, which really not only destroys you and your mentality, it destroys your family. So now it's going to be a line of disgruntled niggas because they trust in the so-called white man. Let's go in and continue on. It says, he will weep with his eyes, but if he found opportunity, he would not be satisfied with blood. Yes, this guy, he's going to play that humble act. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. Not knowing the whole time there was this whole agenda to cut off the nation of Israel from being a people. Let's go ahead and continue on. It says, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. So that water situation, you can say, well, they should have been took over them Puerto Ricans and things like that. And people don't, that Puerto Rican really supposed to be a rich land. But since America took away that key location, they skimming a lot of things off the top, to be completely honest, and these people know that. And they ain't putting money back into the city or money back into the country. They taking all that, they taking everything off the top. It put a couple resorts down there, while the rest of the common folks suffer. And guess what? This same suffering of the common folks finna come into the main western land of America. Let's go ahead and read a little bit more. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. Yeah, don't be surprised, again, like they doing in Puerto Rico. They got water rations. Don't be surprised if that rations come up here. Then they'll be like, yeah, in order for you to receive your next ration, you are required to have a little device. These are the things and the times that the so-called white man is setting up. And the reason why he sent things like this up, because he want to put these people in the ultimate form of slavery. Let's go ahead and get something else. This is the book of 2nd Ezra. No, Salakia. This is the book of Ezekiel. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 4. And I'm going to start at verse. Yep, let's start at verse 6:15. It says, then said unto me, lo, I have given thee cows' dung for man dung, and thou shalt prepare thy bread therewith. And this the spirit. It wasn't a lot of food in the land. The Lord told Ezekiel to eat, man's bowel movement. Ezekiel said, I ain't going to do that. And he said, well, I set up the cow for you. But it was really continuing on. Let's read on. He says, moreover, he said to me, son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem. Yes. And a part of the Lord's breaking the staff of bread is the stability, Because again, people think if you can eat at the end of the day, everything is all good. Even the homeless people. Homeless people be chilling. You'll see them eating on the side of the road, So when all these foods get taken away, or this stability get taken away, then you're unstable, for the lack of better words, man. You don't know where your next meal is going to come from. Your energy is being depleted. Who are you going to call on? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, who caused these things to happen, or the so-called white man who's trying to push forth this NWO. Let's continue on. It says, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment. And those are what? Those water rations, man. Those different food rations that this devil is preparing. He's not preparing this thing to say, yeah, man, we finna help y'all out. And matter of fact, we all gonna be on the same level. No, he's finna ration this thing out. And in order for you to continue these different dainties, guess what? He's gonna cause for a microchip inside you. They say that's why I says you're going to eat it carefully, because you ain't going to know when your next meal going to come up. They might come once a week or once every 2 weeks. And then the next, the first time they come, here you go. And the second time they come, they're like, yeah, in order to get this, you got to have the device. Let's go ahead and read on. It says, they that may want bread and water and be astonished one with another and consume away for their iniquity. So really, this is going to be a plague and a punishment from the Most High. Instead of people, reflecting and praying to the Lord, asking the Lord to forgive them for the bad things they have done, and even us here too. Now we ask the Lord to forgive us for our things, for our iniquity, so we won't die and be caught up in these plagues that's finna get ready to come upon the planet Earth, man. Because they said what? Desperate times call for desperate measures. It's the same on the sneakers commercial. You're not yourself when you're hungry. It's finna be a mass genocide upon the planet Earth. And yes, Esau, he's going to do it, but he's even going to cause other people to go off and do desperate things for what? The lack of bread and water. Let's get this in 2nd Ezra. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, 15. And I'm going to jump down to verse 17. It says, a man should desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And yes, that's the times that we're coming in. Because it's going to be required for you to have a device. They enter into certain parts of the United States, man. Continuing on, though. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the house shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And the part of that pride is you thinking that you can never go down, man. Thinking you can never do any wrong, and thinking America is just going to continue for another 250 years. No, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to get ready to destroy the mindsets of Esau by bringing forth these different plagues and everybody who's in the mindset of Eve. Because even these niggas out here talking about generational wealth and this, there, and the third, that's going to be destroyed, man. And the only solution you're going to really have to have is the Lord going to have to save us from it. While other people, they're going to get weak and they're going to fold into the ways of Eve. Because they're going to see that as the only way out. Not knowing that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua have the ultimate plan. Let's read on. It says, in man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods for the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And that thing is increasing. You can see it's happening over there in Puerto Rico. You can see over here in even America, man. It's all of a sudden certain blackouts here and there, certain wildfires here and there. These different events, even though they're popping up, more and more earthquakes and these natural events. And not only is that, the grid is already stressed. The gas is getting increased. The water is getting defiled. It's going to lead into people fighting over food. Really just fighting over resources, man. While this devil, the so-called white man, will be trying to hoard all the resources up, showing you that this guy is against life and he's fulfilling St. John, the 10th chapter, man. The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. When them chipping centers and them chipping stations pop up, it's really going to be to steal and to kill and to destroy you. You know? So yeah, I can just a quick little video. I pray was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. By Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Kakodash. I want to give double honors to my apostle, Millstone.